Hello everyone, I'm Blair Bryant with the Steller Group. I'm one of the listing agents with our team.
And I'm Emily Lomborg. I'm a co-owner and a buyer specialist.
And we're here to present our year in review, our market update for December 2020, and also look back on what was 2020 in the Denver metro real estate market.
Yep, we're also going to look forward a little bit.
Well, excellent. So we'll jump right into the big news, and we're going to look at, like we said, December. But we're also looking back on a year that's been absolutely just so unusual.
Yes.
And it has created a real estate market that is just on fire. So we're going to jump right into the stats. Active inventory continues to drop. We are down 50% year over year. There are 3,415 active homes on the market right now. Put that into scope. What does that mean?
I mean, that's across the Denver market, all different types of housing. So a typical balanced market is about 16,000 units on the market. That would be about an equal amount of buyers and sellers in the market, maybe around a 4-month inventory. It's what's considered to be a balanced market. This is less than a quarter of that.
Right. And we have seen detached homes particularly, right? So standalone housing, that is down 63% year over year.
Yeah.
So this is just causing prices to escalate, right? We are seeing something we've never seen in the Denver metro area, and it's really a national thing.
Yeah.
It's not just contained to Denver, not just contained to Colorado. We are seeing prices rise across the nation. And here in Denver, we're seeing those prices just absolutely go to places we've never seen before.
Exactly.
Right?
The low inventory combined with the fact that there are still buyers out in the market. There are people that need to buy for various reasons. Maybe they're being relocated or their family situation has changed. There's a reason they need to be out buying in the market, and so they're competing for these very few homes.
Right. Yeah, we have a number of homes we've listed here in the past 2 weeks. I listed one yesterday. At about 3 o'clock, it went active on the market. And within the first 30 minutes, I had 6 showing requests on this house.
Right.
Today,
fast forward 24 hours.
Yeah, not even 24 hours, and we're sitting on 38 showings on this house. So showings are just absolutely through the roof right now. Right. This is a $500,000 house in Centennial, but it really isn't dictated on price anymore. I had a house last week, it was $675,000, and that had similar amount of showings, right?
Yep.
So if you are a buyer out there looking for a home right now, you're just having to really be aggressive.
Yeah, you have to be ahead of the market. You need to see the homes the minute they come on the market, and you have to know where you're willing to go with it.
Right. Looking back a little bit on our values, buyers are absolutely paying more. When we came out of the first lockdown in May, the average price point in Denver was $542,000 for a detached home. That price right now, come December 1st, was $615,000.
6 months later.
Yeah, that's 6 months later. So this is just the result of COVID.
Yeah, and
right?
that's unprecedented growth. And, you know, it clearly isn't something that can be sustained.
Right, and it's just, we're not sure, us being prognosticators, us trying to figure out what's going to happen here in the future. What we know is the lay of the land right now, and there are 2 strong indicators that we always look at. Number one, inventory, and what we always talk about with these market updates, inventory, and then we're looking at days on market. So days on market right now are down to 25 days from the time the sign goes in the yard, essentially when the house goes active, to the time it closes. That's under 30 days, folks. It's under what we normally see. We're also seeing a change in the normal cycles of real estate. So typically this time of year, we see a slower market. We see far less buyers out there and far less sellers out there. And while that's true in the seller market, we're down 30% in the amount of sellers that are out there right now from last month.
Yeah. As Blair said, I mean, this is a seasonal time of year where sellers tend to pull back. The holiday season, people in a normal world are traveling, or they have family coming in, or they just want to be decorated and be enjoying whatever celebrations they have with their friends and family over the holiday, and it's not typically their favorite time to put their house in the market. Add that with COVID, and it's been just, a real extreme pullback.
Right. So if you're a seller and you're thinking of selling here in this month or next month, you can expect a very, very, very fertile market where you're going to see probably tons of showings.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about that, because we are getting a lot of questions from buyers and sellers alike. What what is allowed right now as far as real estate showings and real estate sales. So as Blair said, only one couple could be in a house at a time, or a single buyer. They're asking for, no extra family members, no friends. So the minimum amount of people in a house, no overlapping showings. Everybody needs to wear gloves and masks at all times during any showings. Touching no surfaces, if at all possible.
Right.
Asking sellers to leave doors and cupboards and closet doors and things like that open. Antibacterial wipes and disinfectant are left on the property so that the buyer agent can clean it. So a lot of precautions are being taken for those sellers that do need to go to market right now. Open houses are limited allowed. It's not the same as it was before, one group coming in at a time, disinfecting between people. So it's just really, really strict.
Right, and it's not affected our buyer population. No. The buyer population is still out there. I mean, folks, in December, in the past, if I was listing your house, we talk about 3-4 weeks on the market. We talk about a very slow time. Real estate always sells, but what we pointed back to that first number, that inventory number, things are being absorbed as they hit the market right now.
Exactly, which isn't exactly what we were anticipating this time last year. Within our own company, we're doing kind of our year in review tomorrow. And so I was looking back at our year in review notes from last year. And when we were doing some predicting for 2020, before we knew about COVID or anything else, we were saying that between the election and the end of the year, really to see days on the market increase, we were anticipating it was going to go back to kind of a 90-day cycle.
Right, a shift in the market, right?
Which is absolutely the opposite of what's happened.
So we have experienced a year unlike any other year, just nationwide, the pandemic.
Yes.
As far as real estate, we are in a very, very, very healthy market. We don't see the dynamics changing.
As far as values are concerned.
Yeah, as far as values are concerned, things are looking up for sellers. Yeah. If you're a buyer, it's a whole different scenario.
Yeah, it's really challenging for buyers. Those buyers who are out there in the market right now that have to buy, they are competing against multiple offers. They're most probably usually paying over asking price. And a lot of buyers are giving away their rights. We've talked about this in some of our past market updates. A lot of the buyers are saying, I'll pay above the appraised value.
Right.
I won't ask for anything on inspection. By the way, I'm just giving these examples. I'm not giving recommendations.
Right, and we see this in the market. I mean, if you are a buyer out there right now, and these 2 houses that I've listed in the past 2 weeks, we saw escalation clauses back in the market. I haven't seen escalation clauses really for the past 2 or 3 years. That's where a buyer says, I'll pay up to $1,000 more than the next highest offer, and then they give you some kind of cap on it. We see all kinds of stuff. It really is the kitchen sink approach to trying to find your house. And folks, we don't know where this is headed, but if you stay tuned to our next video, we're going to give you some ideas of where we think the market's headed in 2021.